Alright, so I already talked about all the Phase 4 TV shows, and now it's time to talk about all the Phase 4 movies. Alright, I'll discuss at the end what I think of Phase 4 overall. And I think some of you know my thoughts on Black Widow, that I didn't really like it. And this movie has grown on me. I do like Scarlett Johansson is still great. Florence Pugh's performance grows on me. Rachel Weisz is great. David Harbour is really good. They're both great I think the four of them are all great. The issue really is Ray Winstone is not good in this movie, as with his Russian accent, it is really, really bad. And I think just overall, this is not what I really wanted from a Black Widow movie. I really wish we just got like an origin film, which I would have been fine with, or like just like a Black Widow and Hawkeye movie. That's what it should be called, Black Widow and Hawkeye. And no, I just don't like that we've got like a Black Widow movie and a Hawkeye TV series, and they're kind of like meant to be like the same level superhero spy agents. But overall, I think this movie grows on me. It does have fun action scenes, set pieces, and I do like the characters. They are fun. And I think for like the first Phase 4 movie, I guess we were just a little underwhelmed because we hadn't had a Marvel movie in a while, and this one kind of felt weird just because it was after Civil War. And this movie just, it really just should have come out after Civil War, or like after like Infinity War, when like everything, like it could have fit right with like Ant-Man and the Wasp and Captain Marvel, which were like both prequels to like Endgame and Infinity War. But yeah, Black Widow, I don't hate it as much as I used to. It grows on me. It's not as mediocre as I thought. So, I did think Shang-Chi was good, like better than Black Widow, just because I thought like the action was better, the villain was better. It was like a better spectacle, and my whole big issue really just was Awkwafina. I don't like Awkwafina. I liked her in Ocean's 8, but I don't like her in this, Jumanji. I know there's a lot of controversy about the new Little Mermaid movie, and please don't think I'm racist for not going to see that movie. I just don't care. And also, the worst cast member of the movie is that it's got Awkwafina as the seagull. And also, I'm debating if I want to see Renfield, because even though it has a good cast, it's got Awkwafina in it. Awkwafina's not funny. She's just not. You kind of just want to tell Awkwafina that, like, you have a lot of things to do besides comedy. You could do whatever you want. You go into sales. What else could you do that makes a lot of money? Become a doctor. You can do anything besides act in comedy. But I think the actor that does play Shang-Chi is pretty good in the film. And I think he does a good job of, like, establishing himself as, like, the new superhero. Martial arts is really fun. It's trying to, like, bring martial arts back into, like, the American public to make it, like, cool again, like it was in the early 2000s with, like, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, and, like, Kill Bill, The Matrix. It's, like, trying to do that again. But that was the other film. And Ben Kingsley in this movie. Look, I thought he was funny in Iron Man 3. But it was kind of like, I don't really need him anymore. Like, he was in Iron Man 3, not really the Mandarin. I liked it. I liked the Mandarin twist as much as whoever else likes it. But, come on, that was it. You don't need to bring him back for this. And I know this was supposed to change the whole Mandarin thing, and I don't really care. I'm not on that train. And if you guys are still complaining about this, Get over it. It's been 10 fucking years since Iron Man 3 came out, alright? Just get over it. Yeah, Shang-Chi overall, it's good origin movie. And, like to see what the actor and the director do in the next 2 Avengers movies. God, I wonder how that got, how he's gonna turn out, that director. The fact that Eternals was really, really hated made enough for me to actually go out and see it. Because it's an MCU film, and it's still the only one that has a bad Rotten Tomatoes score. So it was like, we have to see this and see how bad it is. And then I saw it, and I don't think it's bad. I honest to God don't think it's a bad movie. It's just very... I don't want to say mediocre, because I do kind of think it has, like, interesting ideas about, like, humans, and it really does provide, like, interesting, like new elements in the MCU that I liked. So, yeah, I like this movie. I do... Is it a bit much to, like, you know, because you're introducing a new, like, team of superheroes, and, like, you're doing it through flashbacks, and it's kind of like a getting the band back together story. Yeah, there's some characters you don't get to know, like Gilgamesh, and the deaf one you don't really get to know much of. All we know about Gilgamesh that he likes Angelina Jolie, but like who doesn't though? So it's not really a good character trait for him. And I just kind of liked how different it was. That's my thing. It had the twist of a superhero turning out that he was the bad guy all along. So that's what I liked about it, was that aspect. But I think the overall issue is that I think Marvel, this is like when their idea of like taking like an indie director to make their movies, like they should have just been more careful who they got for this project. Like Chloe Zhao just was not the right choice. And I know they heavily marketed this movie on the fact that she's an Academy Award winning director. And it's like the first time in a Marvel movie where it's being directed by a director that's already won the Oscar before the movie's come out. Not including Taika Waititi, who won his award after like Thor Ragnarok. So I guess that was the big marketing push for this movie. But look, I still think Eternals is not good or like bad. It's just not a rewatchable movie for me. Like I don't really see myself ever wanting to go back to it. I've talked about this movie before, and it's a big push of me to put it number 1 as my favorite Spider-Man movie. Finally, on my 3rd viewing of the film, it's still good. I still like it. I think it's still one of the 5 best Spider-Man movies. You know, first 2, Into the Spider-Verse, Homecoming, and this, they're still the best adaptations of this character. And I still like the idea of Spider-Man dealing with the multiverse and like other villains from other multiverses coming, and I think it is a good story. It really does like show why Spider-Man is just a really good superhero. And I like how it really ends with like, because to me like it almost feels like this trilogy was like a prequel trilogy to really giving us the true low-level city superhero Spider-Man himself at the end, with the world kind of forgetting who Peter Parker is and now being poor. That's where I like it. It's that it ends with him actually becoming Spider-Man. And still seeing these actors come back in their roles, like, you know, Alfred Molina, Willem Dafoe, Jamie Foxx, even if they weren't on set, Riz Ifan, Thomas Hayden Church, seeing them in a movie is cool. Especially Thomas Hayden Church, he's like an actor who we all thought was gonna be like big movie star after his performance in Sideways and Spider-Man 3, but hasn't really gone on to do much. But just to have him in this movie is kind of fun, even though I still would have liked to have him on the set. And I feel like Doctor Strange was like a part of this movie that I was very concerned about, like how much in the movie is he gonna be? But luckily, the whole stuff, he's not in it that much. He's in a good, decent amount where it's not like annoying. He gives enough room for Spider-Man and Maguire and Garfield, who are still great in this movie, even though Tobey Maguire haircut looks awful. He should have. And Andrew Garfield, still good in this role. I like that he did not talk about his parents and just about Gwen. That was nice. But it is still my favorite film of Phase 4. I'm trying to think like what has changed for me, and I think maybe the callbacks gets a little too old. And I still wish we got like an actual like a true like Spider-Verse adventure with like Maguire and Tom Holland, because that's what I really want it to be, like that. But I think what we got is still great. And also, come on guys, why couldn't we just have Venom in the movie? Just why couldn't we have Venom? That would have been so funny. And then he wouldn't have interacted with like Tobey Maguire, and like that could have been funny, where it's like Tobey Maguire kind of like reacts to like how much of a nice guy this like version of Eddie Brock is. That would have been so funny to have. And but still, it's the best film of Phase 4, obviously. And yeah, it's too bad none of the other films were as good. Yeah, I was not very happy about this movie when it came out. I thought the script wasn't good. The directing, I think, from Sam Raimi is pretty good. I just didn't care for America Chavez. The story just felt too all over the place. But looking back, the true issue is that this movie came out right after No Way Home, which was like so great. It set a high bar for Marvel, and it was just something hard for it to top. But I think on its own, when I just watched it without thinking of Spider-Man, it's a fun movie. I legit think like this movie got a lot better for me. I think the action scenes with Doctor Strange are cool. America Chavez is a fun character. She kind of grows on me every time I watch it. Wong is a great addition still. Fun character. Elizabeth Olsen, even though it's not I kind of like that twist though, kind of going on the Eternals thing. Even if her plan is way too similar to Kingpin's plan Into the Spider-Verse. But I still think it's fun. I don't think it delivered on the title, Multiverse of Madness. That's the film's issue. But I think down the line with the stuff with Kang, the Conqueror, things like we might start to see more weirder stuff. Maybe like I'm kind of expecting we might get like more callbacks to like other like superhero actors coming back. Like I would still like to see actors like Lou Ferrigno, not from that Hulk universe, not the Bill Bixby universe, but like a universe where he's like another Hulk. I would like to see that, like Nick Cage as like Ghost Rider, and just give us the superior Iron Man that's like Tom Cruise. Please give us that. That'd be nice. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Rewatching it, I have fun. It's a fun movie. Fun, like, end to the WandaVision story. Because that might be part of the problem. It's like, for Sam Raimi and also for Scott Derrickson, probably was the WandaVision stuff, is to try to like make a Doctor Strange movie and a Wanda movie. But they kind of should have just accepted the fact that this is a cinematic universe with a bunch of characters, and after films like, No Way Home, Ragnarok, Black Panther, People are going to be crossing over all the time, all right? So that's what they got to understand. So unlike Black Widow and Doctor Strange 2, where I didn't really like them that much in the theaters, but then I kind of warmed up to them at home, Thor was the opposite. When I saw it in theaters, I thought it was funny. I thought it was another good like Thor adventure. But then when I got home, I kind of realized that this movie is very not that funny, and yeah, it's very woke and PC. It overall it lost that like funny spark that was Ragnarok. It didn't really like the quirkiness, that proper quirk wasn't there anymore. But here's what I'll say. Love and Thunder is a good Thor movie, but a bad comedy. Because I still think Chris Hemsworth as Thor is really good. I actually do like Natalie Portman in it. Tessa Thompson, though, he could have. She is like part of the issue is the politics of the movie. She has to be this. She's a king. Which why couldn't you just call her a queen? Why is she wearing a stupid family opera sweater? Korg. I mean, I think like it definitely has that feeling of like it's a comedy that has too much from like the last film. That's the main issue with the film. But I think overall, like I think at the time, like I grazed it just because it was like a Thor space adventure, unlike the first two movies, because the first one was in Nevada. The first movie was mostly on Asgard, which was like good, like a movie on Asgard more, but and then you just go to the Dark World, which is boring. And it just ends in a city, America, in a Earth city, London. But then yeah, Ragnarok was more adventure, and Love and Thunder gives you that again. And I do like Christian Bale. Even if he's not in it that much, he still really is good as the villain. Because I don't want to say this movie is bad. It's not really bad. It's just not funny. The jokes don't really land as good as they did in Ragnarok. That's its only main issue. I will say this though, I did kind of like seeing more of like Matt Damon and Luke Hemsworth. That was funny. But overall, it's just there's too much like politics, like woke. It's too woke. And I think overall, Taika Waititi, like after Jojo Rabbit and Ragnarok, he just himself has just turned into this like robot for Disney. And it just kind of sucks because I think he was really funny. And I'll admit, I haven't seen Eagle vs. Shark, What We Do in the Shadows, or Hunt for the Wilder People. But I've seen Boy, and Boy is really a funny movie. Funny, like, New Zealand movie. But yeah, Taika Waititi, I think, has been slipping. Even though, I mean, I heard that the What We Do in the Shadows show is good. But I think overall, Taika Waititi needs to, like, go back to his more, like, crude, quirky New Zealand self. So out of all the Phase 4 movies that I was not excited for, it was Wakanda Forever, because I just thought after Chadwick Boseman's passing, they should have just left, like, I mean, they could still have Wakanda as, like, a country. They can still acknowledge it. They can still have, like, characters from Wakanda. Just don't tell any more Black Panther stories. Don't do anything with his sister. Because I didn't care much for his sister in the first movie. But thankfully, this movie actually made me like her more. I liked Black Panther Wakanda Forever. I think it improved a lot of the problems with the first Black Panther. It fixed the CGI, which was its biggest issue. It made, like, the main character more interesting. Like how, like, Black Panther, Chadwick Boseman, I don't feel like he's doesn't really have that much. He's just kind of like conflicted with the idea of like how something that happened in the past, and that's really it. This one is like about someone who's trying to get over, like, this is about Suri going through grief and trying to like fix this problem that's like going on with these two kingdoms. And seeing Namor finally in a big screen movie, because this is the first time he's been in live action form, which is just insane. And he's like older than like Captain America or like and Batman and Superman, I want to say, or old as them. Just this character that's really old and it has never gotten a adaptation till now. Even if he's not played Luke Evans, the actor does his best job. And like, I really would love to see more of Namor. I'm calling him Namor, not Namor. It's been Namor. I overall I really just think this movie was good. Its only issue really is the Ironheart. Is it? No, it's not Ironheart. It's the new little like Iron Man girl. I don't care for her. What they're going there. It's just that was the big issue, is that they were trying to set up another like TV show. But overall, even if it was 2 hours and 42 minutes, I still enjoyed it. It still has really good action, good villain, and Angela Bassett for Best Supporting Actress. No, they should give it to Friday for Banshees. All right, that's who the awards got to go to, guys. All right, so how would I rank Phase 4? So I think at the bottom it's either Eternals or Shang-Chi. I can't really decide. I think like they both like have like several issues with like characters and like CGI. I would put like Black Widow, and then like, you know, Black Widow and Thor: Love and Thunder. I would put Thor: Love and Thunder like under Black Widow, and then I'll have like Black Panther as like number 3, and then like number 1 and 2. Well, number 1 is Spider-Man No Way Home, but I'll put Doctor Strange at number 2. So there you go. As like the best, my favorite ones were the Multiverse movies, and this is the Multiverse saga. Look, I am excited to see how this Multiverse saga goes. I'm excited to see what happens with the Fantastic Four, what's happening in Ant-Man. I'm always excited to see where Marvel is going. And ever since, you know, Guardians of the Galaxy is the first one I ever saw in theaters, I'm still going to try to go out and see any Marvel film that I can. And yeah, I will go out my way to see the Marvels, just because of I like the other characters, like Miss Marvel and Lashana Lynch's daughter from WandaVision. So, but overall, Phase 4, when I think about it, you know, it's kind of like Phase 1. This is the new beginning of a saga. And they're right now, Marvel has to figure out the whole Iron Man issue. Because after losing, like, you know, Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr., they're trying their best to stay relevant. And at first, they definitely seem to be staying relevant at first with their TV shows, with their first 3. Even if they're slipping, I will still go to see anything that they make. And look, we still got the X-Men and the Fantastic Four coming, so we gotta see how that all turns out. So anyway, guys, thank you very much for seeing these videos. And I'm going to start to do this new thing now where I'm going to talk more about recent movies. So I'll talk about Ant-Man and the Wasp at the end of this month. So check out for that video.